The weather's super crappy right now, so it's a great time to go trail running. And I'm out here at Moss Lake, which is kind of a natural area. And then I'm going to be branching off onto trails that go onto private land that you need a permit for. I don't really know those trails that much, so we'll see where we end up. But should be really fun. It's quiet out here. Leaves are falling. It's definitely, we're deep into fall up here in Washington, so let's go see what we find. I'm not a super strong trail runner. I much prefer sprinting and hiking and doing what I think is more fun things, but I do like to get on the trail just to keep myself in shape for those other things, which means typically I'm getting like 3 to 5 miles on most of my runs a couple times a week. And I don't know what this is going to be. This will probably be closer to 5 miles. But because I'm not that good or that strong of a trail runner, I have to do a lot of maintenance to make sure I don't break down, because I don't want to break down for all my other activities. And so like today, I woke up, I drank a lot of electrolyte water to really hydrate my tissues, and then I hypervolt my legs, my calves, my Achilles a lot, and then my back, and then I do a lot of stretching on my hip flexors, and then I am pretty much ready to go for a run. For me, I'm a mouth breather when I sleep, so I get really dehydrated while I sleep, so I have to get those fluids in. Otherwise, I'm going to be running dehydrated, and that's when injuries can happen. And then once I'm out here, I typically feel pretty good, but there are times when my calves will get tired, so I'll stop and stretch a little bit just to make sure I don't get injured. So I think the name of the game is do what's going to keep you active and keep you able to do the things you really enjoy, and in that process don't hurt yourself. And if that requires you, slowing down a little bit, stretching, taking care of your body, that's the number one thing. No one wants to be injured. That's never fun. So listen to your body and don't get injured. So the one part I don't like about this time of year is when you get in a section full of leaves and you can't see what's underneath your feet. So you don't know if you're stepping on flat ground or if it's a rock or a wet root. So you just have to be a lot more careful on those. And like this section, I can't see anything really. But other than that, the trail has been really good. Conditions have been good. Hasn't been too muddy. And we haven't gotten rained on yet either, so guess we got lucky today. Whew, that was a good run. I just finished 5.5 miles. And once I usually get back to the car, then I do some more stretching because like I said, I don't want to be injured after doing all this stuff. So usually I focus on hamstrings and calves. Those are typically the tightest spots on my own body. But lucky for me, this trail has a nice little bench that I can stretch on. So usually if I'm at the car, I'll put my foot up on a bumper, but in this case I'll put it up here and I'll reach for my toes and I'll kind of hang out here for about 30 seconds to a minute, and then I'll start doing some movements with my hips and then move my feet around. And anywhere that feels more tight, those are the areas I focus on. So like right there, I don't feel as much. If I reach right there, I feel more. So I'm gonna spend more time in that position. And then something like this, I can also use a step by toeing in with one foot. Let's see if you can see that. I toe in, and then I'll step up high, and then I'll keep my back legs straight, and I'll drive my hips forward and back, and I'll be stretching into the hip flexor and the calves a little bit, and then you just have to get creative. So whatever spots feel like they're the tightest on you and most likely to be injured or cause an injury, focus on those so that you can continue doing these activities and the activities that you really enjoy.